Welcome to the WWE Smackdown from right here in our home state of Michigan. Grand Rapids, to be exact, not my home city of Detroit, but we're still Michigan no matter what. So, you know, they was coming with a home run. It's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy, Coach DTM, a.k.a. King Coach to y'all. What's good?
And in IWC, you got times where I hate to use the word fans because this is community. This guy, we met through the internet, we met through mutual fans, and this is no longer, and this ain't a fan, this is goddamn family. Nobody is a fan when it comes to the Holy Shhh Podcast. This is a family, this is a community, the IWC. So today, special guest, the one, the only, my man Zay. What up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me, the Holy Podcast. Best Father Live.
Zay Money, what's good?
He was there. He was there live tonight.
Live in action.
Overall, can you just tell us about the atmosphere, how it was?
Man, the crowd was hot all night. The crowd was hot all night. You know, when they come to Michigan, they always look to give us a show. I mean, we had the King of the Ring with the men, King of the Ring with the women. You had LA Knight, you know, calling out Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You know,
I am a LA Knight guy. You know, eventually, let me tell you something. Eventually, him and Cody Rhodes are gonna have to cross paths, and it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. That's like WrestleMania.
It's gonna be big for this show too. Me and
absolutely. Like I think I'm gonna call it right now. I think LA Knight needs to win the Royal Rumble.
Right.
No Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is for heels. You know, guys are looking to take that next step. He needs to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
For sure. Shout out Rowan in the chat. Rowan Clayton, what up, though?
Let's put some respect back on the Royal Rumble winner, and they headline WrestleMania, not opening the show.
Yo, Kayfabe, the People's Band over on Instagram saying, finishing up SmackDown right now. You are in for a goddamn treat.
Yes,
Continue watching. We're going to talk about it right now. And shout out Torrin over on YouTube. But SmackDown overall, you were talking, you text me, you said LA Knight is over. You felt that in the building where it was just LA Knight vibe when he came out, the crowd was crazy.
Absolutely. Went nuts when he appeared on the big screen and they're showing him and he's walking through the gorilla and then that music hit and then we just all erupted.
Right.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh man.
You know?
So Pop of the Night, who would you give it to?
Pop of the Night?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Cena. I think we all showed our gratitude and gave him his flowers.
Right.
You know, before we heard that that pipe bomb.
Right.
That grand finale in Grand Rapids, yeah. It's like CM Punk. I mean, he can show up tonight at Champions, but he's about to catch another 3-second tan. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Was it any dark matches? Anything that we didn't see that was
okay? Now, before the show, we had 2 speed matches, but we also had Hikuleo. Who is I don't know if you guys are familiar with from New Japan. He is the brother of DOD. Tamatonga and Tongaloa. He's their brother. He reminds me a lot of he comes off like Diesel to me. Like if he's presented properly and built, he could have, I think he can be a world champion, a WWE champion.
Definitely. That was dope.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick before we get started. I know they out right now. Do you think they'll make a return? Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Only reason I ask that is because I can always see like WWE, they don't mind dropping you no matter what whether you're hot or you're not or what's going on. They don't mind just giving you the boot. Like, nah, we're not paying no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think the politics with them being affiliated with the bloodline will keep them with the company.
Definitely.
Because we haven't even, you know, with the tag team division being kind of weak on Raw, we could like assert them over there, you know, to kind of shake things up a bit. So they could still be utilized. I mean, if you can bring the Good Brothers back twice, you can most definitely use GLD.
Yeah.
Definitely. Coach, you want to break down the opening because it was your boy, LA Knight. Let me just let you get the whole floor for this segment. Break it down for us. The opening of SmackDown, LA Knight, the whole situation.
Well. LA Knight comes out in LA Knight fashion, and I felt goosebumps as well. I felt goosebumps as well. And he did his thing. He was standing in there, and of course, he called out Seth Rollins, and in Seth Rollins fashion, he didn't show up. He was scared. He knew better, right? So he sent down the wise man, who I kind of like him walking with that Money in the Bank contract. It gives it a different look and feel for some strange reason.
It do.
So,
like it's beneath Seth. He's done that.
Yeah, yeah. You hold that for me.
Right.
But even when he was with Roman, he was holding the belt too. So it just kind of keeps him in that light like that. But the great Paul Heyman comes out and tries to throw out a couple of threats to the great LA Knight. And LA Knight didn't take too kind of that. He did what he do on that mic, which is rip whoever's on the other side of that mic to shred.
He do.
Right? It's what he do.
I give him that.
He does it. And, they tried to threaten him up a little bit. And he was like, you know what? How about this? I'll give it to you. I'll give you the work that I was going to give, Seth Rollins, since he don't want to come out here. And of course, Paul Heyman runs out the ring for a minute and calls the goons out.
Right.
The goons begin to come in and get a little bit of the upper hand at first, but then things turns around. Turns around, and LA Knight is yet in the ring, on top waiting. Like, okay, he said, look, Paul Heyman, like, don't worry about it. We'll get him later on tonight. And we'll get into what happened later on tonight, later on in the show. But let's just stop there. Let me get your thoughts on how LA Knight handled two of the biggest goons on SmackDown right now. And he still was able to stand there with his arms folded, like, what's happening?
Talk about it, Zay.
I mean, it's good that they're mixing Raw and SmackDown just to hype up the King of the Ring tournament. I feel like with other companies having tournaments, they kind of got to put respect back on the King of the Ring tournament and kind of mix and mingle.
Great point.
And intermix the talent. We're barking for Braun Breaker. It was good to see him because of his affiliation with Michigan with his father being Scott Steiner. So, his uncle Scott and his father Rick. So it was really, really, I love it. And I hope they continue to build this momentum going forward towards the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. So
definitely. But next up after that intro, we get into
Wait a minute. You didn't give your thoughts on it. What did you think about the great LA Knight? Don't just breeze over that. Because that was greatness in the ring.
I was trying to be nice and move on to the next segment. I ain't an LA Knight fan, but I'm going to give him some props. It was just Michigan. That's where we from. That's what we do. We support people. So the crowd was hyped. They were a little delusional, maybe. That's what we do. If you watched the Lions last year, every game, we winning that Super Bowl. It's what we do here in Detroit, Michigan. It's a vibe. So LA Knight got a good pop here. That's all I'm going to say about it. I still am not a fan. I feel like he's a bag of gimmicks. He reminds me too much of my favorites. I understand taking pieces, but it just bothers me. Who are you? Sometimes with a character, it's like as Stone Cold was growing, we still got to know Steve Austin. As Triple H was growing, we got to know Paul. Who is LA Knight?
You'll get to know him.
What is the emotion and investment behind the catchphrases? That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, but that's all. I think that all comes with story and development of the character. Because I feel like he's been like when he was in TNA, when he was in NWA, because I watched them both in both of those companies. He's pretty much the same. He's just a name change.
People agreeing in the chat. Shout out Tommy over on Instagram talking, I love LA Knight. Y'all talking wrestling. Yes, sir, we do every day. Check us out if you haven't before. Welcome to the Holy Shhh Podcast Smackdown post show morning after. It's like cold pizza. You wake up in the morning, it's still kind of good. That's what this show is. Let's talk about it. Next up, we got women's Queen of the Ring. Asuka defeats Alexa Bliss. She's in the finals. Zay, your thoughts? Did they make the right pick on the Empress advancing in the Queen of the Ring tournament?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the winner I think will be Jade. So her and Asuka, especially building on Asuka's momentum with her just coming back, put up against Jade, and then some things may speculate next week with that what's to come. So it's setting
Jade
up.
Roxanne is crazy.
Jade and Roxanne is crazy, but I'm gonna give the nod to Jade. I feel like it's her time. That promo we didn't get to that part yet, but that promo she cut on SmackDown, she's like, okay, like it's my time.
Definitely.
Like I didn't like Naomi did what she did to me. I bounced back, took care of her at WrestleMania. Now I'm about to ascend. If she's ascending, I'm ascending too, and then we'll see who's gonna be at the top of the mountain. And you know who's coming back. 3 letters. ESP. So
dog, that's cooking.
So we're working towards that because it's it's still some stones unturned in that whole saga.
Yep.
So yeah.
Coach, you like Asuka beating Alexa Bliss?
So I was an Asuka fan for a minute. And then somewhere along the journey, I fell off that train. I'm not really the biggest Asuka fan right now. I don't know. It's like her moves to me are not as clean as they once were, right? And I don't know if it's due to injuries or just ring rush still or what's going on, but hopefully I can get there. When she first came, before everything, when she had the undefeated streak and all that, and she was going against the queen, man, she was hitting on every cylinder. Now, I don't know if that was the right decision, but I guess it really, kind of like Zay said, it don't really matter who take it on this side because we know where it's going. You know what I mean? We know where it's going.
Right. We definitely know where it's going. You and Zay predicting it. I mean, it's clear as day. It's obvious, but I'm curious. This Ron Killing segment, Aleister Black coming to the ring, about to fight one of Pretty Deadly's members. How did that come across live? I enjoyed it on TV, but in my heart, I felt like, when our Truth or Ron Killings was first born, it was hot. It may be sizzling out just a little bit. Your thoughts on how it was portrayed there live?
Oh, when he came out, the crowd erupted when he took off that black hoodie, that Samoan black hoodie.
Right.
And I mean, it's just we gotta. Okay, once he's after Cena, what's next? So let's build towards that.
Yeah.
If it is Aleister Black, let's build upon that. Let's give him some competition to see, is it just we're happy he's back, or we're happy he's back and now we can start building to see what it's gonna be. If he is gonna be a world champion, let's see it. Because Aleister Black I just came back too, so you're not about to jump in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like that.
Right. Your thoughts, Coach?
Man, let me tell you something. I was so glad to see my man Ryan Killings come out and save us from watching that match of Aleister Black and the Yes Boy movement. I was like, yes, thank you. Yes, boy, thank you. Because Aleister Black does not need a match of that caliber. That's just so beneath him. It's so, let me watch something else until this match is over with. I don't want to see any of this. Like, it's not interesting at all. It don't have anything to do with any storyline, any storytelling, any help of any kind. So when I seen Ron come out, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right. The thing that made me nervous, though, was when him and Priest was talking in the back. And Priest was trying to almost convince him to go back to being the one that goofy dude. And he was looking like he was trying to consider it a little bit, which I was like, come on, don't do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I thought that too. I like how he changed his smile.
Yeah. So that gave me some hope. I'm like, Priest already fell beneath, you know what I'm saying, life of WWE. So don't follow his footsteps.
Don't follow him footsteps. All right, he was in the judgment day, but he has been judged and now serving his sentence in purgatory, doing nothing, absolutely nothing. But next up after that, we get shout out. Well, let's get a couple comments in real quick. Where are we at with this? Shout out Tommy saying, I'm from Philadelphia. I was at WrestleMania 40. I was at WrestleMania with Rock versus Hulk Hogan. That was the only Mania that I personally went to. And shout out Tommy. He also says subscribe. We got Will in the chat saying Bianca. Everybody know what's coming, man. And of course, Tommy saying John Cena is GOAT. I cannot fucking wait to get to talk about that. But let's get to it. Next up, we got Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, John Cena, Jey Uso, everybody in the ring, basically all the last 4 remaining members in the men's King of the Ring tournament. This was a good segment. I just like seeing all of those heavy hitters in the ring together. One thing I noticed about this segment was I think Sami may win the Royal Rumble. I think it may be his time to take that world title. I heard Randy, the way he spoke about when he will be a world champion, that will be a moment, because think back to that time when he was in Montreal versus Roman Reigns. We all knew he wasn't going to win, but that shit was a moment. He brought that energy, and I feel like one day he's going to capitalize on it with a world title reign, and it's going to be a great wrestling moment. So I can see that possibly coming in the future for Sami Zayn. But this was a great segment, seeing all 4 of them in the ring. Coach, your thoughts on this one?
It was. I definitely enjoyed the segment, and I agree. I actually don't agree. I don't really know which way they're gonna go with this. Is it gonna be Randy? Is Randy gonna take the match, or is it gonna be Sami?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I kept thinking. Like, what's gonna happen here? So I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I can see Sami. Sami will make a great world champion.
Definitely. Zay, we know after they had this 4-man interaction promo segment, we got Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn won and now is advancing. Your thoughts on, not Sami Zayn, Randy Orton won and is advancing with an RKO, laid Sami the hell out. It may be your time one day, but not today. Your thoughts on how this went down?
Before you go, that RKO
I really was pulling for Sami, but maybe it was the backstage politics that kind of, made them sway to go towards Randy. I was pulling for Sami. I was like, at least take the RKO by the ropes. That way you can put your foot on the rope, or at least try to roll out. But it was a hell of a match. Of course, when you hit that blue thunder bomb, you're gonna kick out at 2. But it was a great match. It was a great match. If you're gonna lose, that you want to look strong when losing, and he did. So we'll see. He'll move on to probably Karrion Kross, because he did say
he did.
I'm going to go to Paris and I'll deal with you after I'm done with the tournament. So, yeah, he's out with the tournament. So we'll move on with him, and Kross starting to get some steam going. So
we got a little interaction in the chat, because Tommy says John Cena is the GOAT. Nick, he replies, who? Then Nick is going on to say Sabu is better than John Cena, and says that John Cena is Dookie. Shout out to the No Holds Bar Hogan movie.
Yeah.
Hey, if you know, you know. I watch my wrestling. I don't know about y'all. Classic. Shout out y'all in the chat, man. We always encourage positive debate here in the Holy Shhh Podcast atmosphere. But not Chuck. The C's always mix me up with the two of y'all. But Coach, your thoughts on Randy Orton in the win?
Man, that RKO was nice. That was a nice RKO, man. I definitely got to give him that. He called it out. It's sad to say we know who's gonna win the King of the Ring. You know what I'm saying? It had to be. I'm gonna just say it had to be some kind of trade-off. We're gonna take the belt from you now, but we're gonna give you King of the Ring.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like Randy Cody just makes more sense. I don't know if you give that to Saudi in that pay-per-view, but they already giving it a lot. So why not throw that on there? I feel like that's more of a SummerSlam, bigger for United States.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but maybe not. You might get it. I'm just got a feeling they going to put it back on Jay and get him Jay Gunther some way, somehow. So I don't know. We'll see. But next up, we got Nia Jax coming to the ring, talking that talk to Tiffany Stratton, but it ain't the same old Tiffany Stratton. This is somebody with a backbone in her back. I beat the queen at WrestleMania. Who you think you talking to? I like this. I like this. I like Tiffany. I like this whole segment, everything, how it went down. It was just great. Great segment from beginning to end. Naomi, after they get into it, tries to come down, make the cash in, but unsuccessful to even hand it in, but it's coming. It's going to be definitely her turning that in on Tiffany Stratton. Your thoughts on this one, Zay?
I mean, we were hot when she came out with that briefcase, but Nia Jax is preventing her from cashing in, so we're gonna have to put Nia Jax down next. Could be next week. You never know. You know, in that last woman standing match, that's gonna be for the title. That SmackDown in Saudi is gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
they
it's
got
turning
some
out to
bangers
be a
on
good
there.
show, man.
Yeah, good weekend for them to get some wrestling over there.
Definitely. Coach, your thoughts on this? Naomi almost cashing in, Tiffany Stratton standing up to Nia Jax.
Tiffany gave me a white female Booker T version right there, man. I was like, okay.
Right.
I was like, okay. Yeah, no, I definitely like it. I like her having the backbone. I like her standing up for herself, finally not looking or acting scary, even though she wasn't being scary. She was just acting scary. I like that. This version of her is great. It's showing that the championship is rubbing off on her. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
The whole Nia thing, I agree with you, Zay. Like she's gonna have to be down and out, but she's not gonna stay gone. She's gonna continue to, hound whoever has it, saying that it's my time. But it'll make for good TV.
Definitely will. Shout out Kale in the chat saying, hello, welcome to the Holy Shhh Podcast morning after SmackDown show. LeBron James
Talk
says,
about it.
Anyone know where Abe is from? I am from the great city and state of Detroit, Michigan. Go Pistons, go Lions, go Tigers. Everyone else can die. Sorry, it's just how we roll. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Where are we at with this? A bunch of RVD better than John Cena in the chat. Wrestling wise, yes. Mike Skills, I'm gonna have to say no. But next up, Charlotte Flair submitted Chelsea Green, but in this match, it was a crazy spot, man. Charlotte was in the figure 8, and Piper Niven came and did like this bomb on her. I just thought about her knee. I saw that brace, and I prayed to the gods, but it looked like everything all right. Match goes on. Flair submitted Green, like I said, gets the win. Zay, your thoughts on this one?
It was a good filler match for the show. Like to say the spot was like once she did, that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Charlotte, but I guess you gotta test it out, to see where it's gonna go, because it looks like her and Bliss are kind of, gonna, be the tag champs, work towards that, get the tag division back hot like when Jade and Bianca were champs and Naomi and Bianca were champs. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some steam and put some respect back on that tag division, especially with Evolution coming. Because it's like, what's the main event for that show? We need a marquee match.
Mm-hmm.
I need something to make me look forward to it. Yeah, it's an all women's pay-per-view, but what am I watching it for? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a good filler spot just to show that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, like, okay, looks like Charlotte, is gonna convert over to like some dark queen or something like that. So
that'd be nice.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It was a good showing for Chelsea Green too, to kind of show like, okay, I dropped the US title. I'm looking to move up now. I'm looking to challenge a Naomi or a Jade or whoever the champ may be. Like, my time is coming too now. So it was a good little, okay, let's put her up against Charlotte and see how she does. And she held her on.
Yeah, she definitely did, man. Man, Zay, man, I'm glad you're on here. You just planted a seed in my head, man. Charlotte gets some of Alexa Bliss's powers, become the Dark Queen with her on her side. Maybe she take over the Wyatt 6, make them like they. My head about to explode. Let me.
But that's what I feel like they brought them down just to, let's take them off.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put someone else like a Charlotte on the top of them and then bring them up. Because they got so much potential.
They do.
I mean, it's crazy. And then we haven't even seen them as a heel faction.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Shout out to Kayfabe People's Band over on Instagram saying, for the record, Nia Jax is my boo and she deserves it all. Hey, I'm for you. If that's your boo, that's your boo. What up, Soto619 also in the chat. Everybody on TikTok. My screen's so small today for TikTok, I can't really see it. You want to jump on Instagram or YouTube, it'll be a lot better. So my bad, all the TikTok comments. But yeah, where we at with this next here? Coach, Your thoughts on Flair getting the win?
4 letters, 1 word. Woo! That's where I'm going with it.
That's where you're going with it.
I'm going with it,
I like it. I like it.
It's the queen.
It's the queen, man. What else needs to be said? Hey, next segment, which was a fire one. Before we get into this, I just want to, this segment kind of made me, I like to grow, when I'm wrong and admit it and be like, yo, let me make better so somebody else doesn't make the same mistakes. I think I was talking a lot about Black representation on WWE television. And I had a Samoan friend culture me on how, where Samoans really come from and their African roots. And this next segment kind of hit home to what he was saying, just because you relate to things that you can feel. And Jacob and Solo, how they talk to each other in this promo is like how we talk to each other. You know what I mean? It's just real, man. It is what it is. And that vibe, that energy with the two of them, how they was just Solo today went up another level to me on how he was just really personal. And I believed him what he was saying about Jacob. It was a point where Zay can attest better than I can because he was there. But I heard the what's, but then I heard Solo get a little serious and the what's went away. And that's what we talked about last week when people was complaining. I hate when they say what. Well, you can make them shut the fuck up if you're interested.
You can.
And Solo
we're here to listen to you. We're here to listen to you.
Solo
so you got to kind of sometimes be able to, switch that out sometimes. You can't just always just go on the script. You got to be able to sometimes, go left when it's a one-way street. So
definitely.
That's the beautiful thing about promos and wrestling.
Yep, definitely is. But Solo and them, and of course they couldn't see eye to eye. Jacob lays the belt down and said, I think this is what it's all about. You want some? Come get some. Later on, it makes official for Night of Champions. We getting Solo, another banger. Solo versus Jacob for the title. Of course, shenanigans went down. JC came down, but Jimmy comes down and makes the save for his cousin Jacob. That was dope. But Zay, your thoughts on this segment?
It was a great segment. Solo he's kind of taking on that role as, okay, I'm bringing who we got next from the Samoan food chain to bring in? It was Jacob. It was the Tongans, and then now we got, who's behind the scenes coming up that I seen before the show. So, I mean, this segment just is building, but, upon that, it's like, okay, when are we going to see the big fella? Yeah. This segment was, it was great. Solo, I love it that he's showing his different range. Okay, if I can be silly, I'm going to be silly. If I'm going to be serious, I'm going to be serious. If I'm going to be emotional, I'm going to be emotional. So, Solo, his time is coming, but Jacob's time is right now. His time is right now. And I hope WWE capitalizes on that, after that U.S. title. And, if they're going to do the draft or is he going to stay on SmackDown, he needs to be champ for sure. Definitely. All gas, no brakes.
No brakes. No brakes.
I mean.
Coach, your thoughts on Jacob and Solo, the whole segment?
Yeah, I think that was great, man. That was a great segment. I think family should have an upper hand on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're having a conversation or a segment or a match or anything with family that you literally grew up with, you should have a little bit of an edge on everybody else to be able to be like, okay, this is where we're gonna go with it. You know what I'm saying? I know you better than anybody else. And sometimes I know you better than you know yourself. So we can make this so far past believable. You know what I'm saying? And we can just tap parts of people's minds and hearts that they're gonna be more invested than they ever thought they would be. And I think that's where we are when you talk about these two going against each other. It's kind of the same feeling that we had. It didn't work, but it's the same feeling that we had when the Usos went against each other. You know what I'm saying? We wanted more, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? But this can be the turn of that, and we can see something great.
Definitely. Couple comments in the chat before we get to the next segment. Shout out Jody, my guy in the chat saying, Tiffany looked so hot last night, made me pass out. Lord have mercy. And then Nico responds to Jody in the chat and says, Jody, wipe your knees. She ain't gonna let you hit, bro. Damn. Damn.
They hot this morning.
Jody caught us straight on the morning after show. Hey, don't be talking about my boy like that, Nico, man. All love, all love. G Grade says, Diddy for 2028. If he's innocent, all for him. All for him. All for him. Then I guess that leads us where we at now. Next up, I think we are after Jacob and Solo. LA Knight gets the win over Bronson Reed by DQ because he gets his ass decapitated by by damn Brown Breaker. Brown Breaker, and gets laid to waste, but it was still a damn good wrestling match. It was entertaining to me. Good. Your boy LA Knight gets the win, but he better watch his back, man. Seth and them is after him. But Zay, your thoughts on this one?
Great way. At first I'm like, dang, it's this Breaker country. Like, why wouldn't they put Breaker? But I'm like, we still gotta bring back Bronson Reed. We gotta keep building him back up. I mean, he Andre the Giant winner last year.
Yep.
Build upon that, went to War Games, had a hell of a showing there. Meaning that splash, he's got to kind of we got to put some respect back on that tsunami. I wish I could have heard Wade when he was saying
oh man,
tsunami, because he gave him 3 of them. So
yeah.
With Kevin Owens out, we got to put LA Knight in that range as far as to keep it keep it interesting. Right. He was the one that would be, going against, these type of factions and
and take a real one to do so,
Exactly.
Talk about it, Coach. Your thoughts on your boy getting the disqualification win? He didn't get the pin or the submission. He got a disqualification.
My son told me a long time ago. He said when he graduate, they give you the diploma, and when they ask you at a job, hey, did you graduate? All you see is a diploma. You don't see the grades. You see I won, right? You don't see how I won. You just see that this is the victory. So it doesn't matter how the victory came about.
God.
Let's just know that he got the victory, right? And that's all we need to say about that, man. It was definitely an interesting match, and I like the way he kept his head on the swivel the whole match too, talking to everybody out there. From Paul Heyman to Breaker to I think he had a couple words with Wade too, like, look, watch him, like he behind him. But that's my guy, man. That's my guy. He do his thing out there, and like you said, it take a real one to be able to, hold your own against those are some heavy hitters in there, man.
It is 1,000% it is. But then that brings us to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in your seatbelts. This was a ride here, R-Truth, aka or now known as, you should say, is Ron Killings. Gets the win, surprisingly, over John Cena, but not like you think, not pinfall or submission. It was by DQ, as John Cena has been doing his new patented move I like to call knock your ass in the head with that belt. This is not a fake stiff. This is stiff. He been clocking him with the belt. That needs a name, but he laid out R-Truth. Out comes CM Punk, man. CM Punk comes down to the ring to help R-Truth. All hell breaks loose, and he gets the knock. Not once, but twice. Then gets the AA through the table and is laid the hell out. I don't think I've seen nobody knocked out that long in a while.
I was about to say for the rest of the night.
For the rest of the night, but it was perfect because it laid scene to what I like to call one of the greatest promos that was ever cut. You could talk the talk and say that it was a pipe bomb ripoff, but he ripped it off. I didn't say he did it better. I wasn't there. I wasn't watching wrestling for during the time of the original pipe bomb. But I did feel it, even though I didn't watch it. But today, man, Cena kicked some facts. Not saying it's better, but it was up there. Great. Everything felt real, what he was saying. The little quotes about CM Punk and how he want to switch things up. He's not TKO. He is TKO'd because they knocked his balls right out of him. He was just going at it. There was a moment where he broke character, said, Stu, come over here. We're breaking the fourth wall. What up, Claudio, over in AEW? What up, Nick Namath down in TNA? What up, though, to who else did he say? Who was Cardona? He's the indie god, so he's everywhere, but it was just dope. The references. Cena, man, he is not the best move wrestler, but he may be pound for pound, maybe the greatest ever to grab a mic in the squared circle. Am I crazy, Zay? Your thoughts on this segment?
No, you're not. when you wanna go against Cena on that mic, you better be ready.
Yes.
So yeah, that grand finale in Grand Rapids.
Somebody trademark it.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Seeing that in person, something spoke to me, spoke to my spirit. I'm like, man, I usually just go to the Detroit shows, but I'm like, man, Cena is gonna he might appear at this one. And then I'm like, I don't just want to see him talk, I want to see him wrestle. And then they announced that he was wrestling. I'm like, oh, I can't miss this. And then on top of him wrestling, he puts Punk comes out, he puts him through that Slim Jim table, and then he sits on that top rope. And he gets on that top rope and just ripped him to shreds. It's like he's about to just take a 3-second tan just off that promo alone.
Right.
Just off that promo alone. It's just like, that was crazy. And I think that was better than a pipe bomb. Like he said, you was relevant, 14 years ago for 7 minutes?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Coach, can I get your thoughts on this goddamn incredible segment?
Man, yeah, this was literally I had my wife watching this. I said, "Baby, sit down. Watch this history lesson right here, because this is about to be something next." Right. So I was definitely tuned in to the actual pipe bomb, and I could remember it as clear as day. Him sitting on the ground, Chinese style, folded legs, and just going through everything. And of course, if it's already been done, the next time somebody do it, it's supposed to be better. But then when you get John Cena doing it, that's just 10 times more better. You know what I'm saying? As far as how you gonna lay out I did not see it coming like this. Pause.
Yeah.
But I didn't see this happening the way it happened. But I enjoy every single second of it.
Every single second.
Down to the point where he said, "Hey, USA, you can keep the last 3 minutes." And I'm like, nah, give it to us. Give me the last 3, bro. I want to see it all. I was like, man, yo, this is crazy. He killed it, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing, man. A lot of people just give me hell for this. I know I love AEW, but I love professional wrestling. And when moments like this happen, I don't care what brand it is. Goddamn salute for that, and a round of applause for just wrestling in general. It ain't about AEW. It ain't about WWE. That was good shit last night, man. What? Now what you saying, Coach?
I love the fact that the crowd, from what I saw, and Zay, you can attest to this, let me know if I'm correct in this. The crowd at first kind of wanted to treat him like the heel.
Yeah.
And then as it started progressing, they was invested, like, yo, I'm winning. Like I'm on his side now. And it happened so genuinely that even during the message that he was giving, he had to kind of address it like, yeah, they understand it.
Yeah.
He did salute us. He did salute us for sure. The C Nation was in full effect up in Grand Rapids. Of course, you had the Cena sucks chant, but we were like, let's go, Cena. Like, you know how people were kind of like, I kind of don't like the heel run. We need to rock at WrestleMania. And then Cena was like, hold on. All right. I'm gonna cook a little bit, but then let me sit up here and give y'all some game. Rock, you stay up in Hollywood. I got this. This is my time.
Oh, yes. That's the way it felt. That is the way it felt.
He like, I'm the franchise. Like, don't forget it. This is my last year, and I'm letting y'all know. On my way out. I'm the last world champ.
I had this on my back for a minute. I've been carrying this on my back for a minute.
Man, I like that. Crazy moment. I'm gonna say this was the moment of the year. I hate to be biased because I was there. It was in, my home state.
Yeah, you was there.
But moment of the year right now in WWE. Like,
ladies and gentlemen, let me give a precursor. Like he said, he was there last night and he is still drunk. But it was definitely up there. It was definitely up there high. That was amazing last night, man. Amazing. Even Claudio is in the chat saying, not Claudio in the chat, but Wiccan, my guy, is in the chat saying, hi, Claudio, making reference to the AEW with, he didn't say Cesaro. And
I'm calling you by your AEW name.
Right. And then Wiccan also in the chat saying, hope the GOAT podcast members are doing well. We're doing great, man. We got our number one guy, Zay, on today. Everybody make sure y'all follow him. But Zay, why you in the box? Scale of 1 to 10. What are you giving AEW? You were there live in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
There's one AEW, bro.
Oh, see, I guess I am.
I mean, we can speak on AEW now. I'm gonna keep it on WWE now.
Put some respect. Put some respect on SmackDown, bro.
Yeah, the SmackDown. I mean, this was a 10 out of 10 show. This was a 10 out of 10 show. Like, you know, you could have thought it was just gonna be another episode. With the title not being on the line, Ron Killings was just gonna beat him, you know, with a fluke win. But then they was like, we got something in our bag. Watch this.
Yeah.
You know, we see the competition creeping up. Okay, I'm the franchise. I'm here.
Yeah.
Let me give y'all something right fast. It was 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10. Coach DTM, what are you giving last night's WWE Smackdown?
Okay. Put some respect on SmackDown. I'm right there with you, Zay. I'm right there with you. I'm definitely going to give it a 10 out of 10 as well. I think this was a perfect show. It makes you look forward to what's coming for the PLE. I think I'm fully invested in Friday, Saturday, both days. Listen, I'm going to be out of town. I got an event that weekend already. And best believe I'm going to have my phone sitting somewhere trying to watch it while I'm up there speaking. So I'm that invested. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's been a long time since we had one of these. Ladies and gentlemen, today it is June 21st, but the show was on June 20th. WWE Smackdown gets a perfect 10 from all of us today here on the Holy Shhh Podcast. This show was goddamn incredible, man. Solo, everything. I mean, it was a couple, like you said, filler matches, but that's necessary for every show. This was just great, man. I wasn't expecting
3 hours.
This last night.
You had Solo and Jacob. You had the Queen. You had John Cena with that epic ending. Yep. And then you got to see
Naomi
LA
almost
Knight
cashed
twice.
In.
You got to see LA Knight twice. Let's get to that part. Let's talk about that part.
Jody gave it a 9 out of 10. Jody gave it a 9 out of 10. Shout out Jody in the chat. But yeah, it was a great show. Zay, man, how can the people reach you, brother? Tell them.
I mean, man, you know, you can always catch me in the comments, man. Y'all always catch me in the comments.
He low key
Facebook,
with it, man.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Snapchat. I'm always in the comments under my little aliases. So
we had the links in the description, man. Y'all make sure you follow my guy Zay, man. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. That's what I'm saying. IWC is not toxic. You meet some real ones in there, and that's what my man Zay is right here. That's why he on the show. That's all we have on here is real ones. You see anybody on this show? They a real one. They are real. 1000%. And Kale is in the comments. The last one, Kale, 10 out of 10, my partner. Yes. Glad it wasn't just us. That was a great show. Yes, I made a mistake and said AEW in this a couple times. I love it. But like I say, I ain't biased. I'm giving props, man. LA Ribs 5 finishers. Oh man, what is that all about? What is that all about? Oh man. All right, but yeah, that's it. We out of here. Shout out everybody on every platform that's following us. My bad, I couldn't get to every comment on every platform, but appreciate y'all being here. Till next time, it's your boy ABE from DET.
It's your boy Coach DTM. You know, talk about it.
Hey man, it's the guy, man, in the comments, Zay.
The guy in the comments, that's his name. Yeah, the guy in the comments, Zay, man.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Our number one moderator in the comments, man. You know how it is. WWE Smackdown, the Holy Shhh Post Show. We'll see y'all this Sunday. Special guest Victoria is in the building. Don't miss it. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively on YouTube. We out. Peace. Media.